Good morning, this is day 121 on my Pacific Crest Trail adventure. I got up really early today. It's currently 6:20. I don't know, I just must have taken a long time to get moving. Definitely feel a little groggy because I got up earlier, but I naturally woke up a little after 5 and I just decided to get moving. I was tired, but I was like, you know what, I can rest when I get to Shelter Cove and my devices are charging, and in theory I have videos uploading. You can see like a fog on the lake. I don't know if that's smoke or just sort of a morning dew fog thing. I think the latter probably, but kind of saw it rolling in this way this morning. Yeah, very beautiful, cool spot to wake up to, camp. It's too bad I can't spend more time here because I love it. I'm pretty beat up. My blister on my heel got about 2-3 times larger than it was yesterday when I showed you, and then it burst. So that's pretty painful. I've been trying to tend to that. I also have a hot spot on the back of my left ankle because my Darn Tough socks have finally gotten a hole in them, which they have a lifetime warranty, but I don't know if there can be any gear stores soon to swap them at, so got to figure out what to do with that. And yeah, I'm just feeling pretty beat up, but hopefully it'll be a good day pain-wise. My tent is absolutely soaked. My microfiber towel is soaked trying to dry it off, so I don't know what to do right now. I might have to just like carry it on the back of my backpack and then dry it off at some point, but I think I've got a little under 17 miles to get to Shelter Cove, so probably be like a good way to split up the day, get there, get my resupply, charge devices. I don't know if I'll do laundry or shower. I've been using wipes every day to clean myself. I don't feel that dirty, and I just showered when I was at Mazama a couple days ago, so we'll see about that, but I'll get probably a meal there and then probably keep moving. So, excuse me, long day ahead as always, but a very, very nice way to start out here with this view. Everything is wet or damp. Like my hat, I hung it to dry, it's just still so pretty damp. The tent is way more than damp. I mean, there's like beads of water on it. I've already dried up as much as I could with this towel. So I think I'm just gonna kind of lay it in there, cover it over, and then when I take a break halfway through, hopefully it'll be in the sun, dry it out. I tried to shake it out, and the wetness of the tent just picked up a bunch of dirt. So like usually just my ground sheet's nasty, but now like the actual Dyneema fabric, the like green blue, has dirt and mud all over it. So yeah, that's just kind of gross and sucks. So everything's wet and nasty, but whatever. All right, off I go. I'm gonna get a little stretch in and get moving. All right, it's a minute before 6:30. I'm walking off this peninsula to get my day started. I will say no issues with smoke last night, like breathing or anything. Can't even really tell if there's any right now, which is the least for this whole stretch. And I am in like those, the 1890 to 1897 mile range of the beginning of it. So we'll see how these next like six miles or so are. It's pretty cool to have this all to myself. My sleeping bag was damp too, but like I wasn't gonna wait around for it to dry. Like it's cold out, it's gonna take forever. It's early, so it's not like the sun's around yet. So I just put it in my bag at the bottom of my liner, a little damp. I guess later I could take everything out, especially if I end up doing laundry and like hang dry it, because I don't want mold to form. But I mean, it was only a little bit. I did try to like let it dry out as much as I could in the morning. Through the trees, nice little sunrise over Lake Summit, or Summit Lake. It'd be a cool photo with the sun reflecting on the water there. I don't feel like climbing through to get it. Love walking into spider webs. Oh yes, nothing wakes you up like that. Forget coffee. Oh. There's a pretty good view of it. got a little bit more that's flat, kind of not too far from the lake, and then I've got a 1,500-foot climb up, and then a climb down about the same, a little more, to get into Shelter Cove, which is a resort on a lake here. Yesterday I did I think 3,600 in elevation gain and 4,900 in descent or something like that. So it's not flat, but they're spread out over 33 miles. It's more manageable than some of the other parts of the trail. But I just wanted to point that out. It's not like I'm totally walking on flat ground here. Well, it's nice. It has a map. So I'm here. There's Summit Lake. I'm here right now. This is the PCT. So I'm gonna go. This is where it's talking about 1,500-foot gain up to near Diamond Peak, and then this is Odell Lake. This is where the Shelter Cove is at. So got my work cut out for me. So I'm in the stretch here where the PCT's closest to the Emigrant Fire, which is to the west, and it's nothing. You can smell the faintest smell of smoke. I don't even have my buff on, and it's definitely not as bad as it was yesterday, and it really wasn't even that bad yesterday, so far so good. Got about 15 miles left to get to Shelter Cove. That just has a whole slew of positive connotations for me, because there's a Shelter Cove on Hilton Head Island where I've had the fortune of spending a week each summer for the last couple decades with my family, and just a really special time and place for me. And so hearing a place called Shelter Cove, I've got all these happy thoughts and feelings with it. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to getting there. My body's pretty beat up, so I think breaking up midday with a good rest, and if I continue on, it would be prudent of me to take a half a day off, get a hotel room there if they're affordable, and rest, because I've done so much these last 6 days, but I really don't have time to spare. So at the very least, it'd be a good way to break up the day and then try to do 10 miles after. Definitely making good pace since I left Ashland. So from Mazama and Crater Lake National Park to here, Shelter Cove, what's coming up, I had 3.5 days allocated at about 25 miles a day, and then some change, so the last 10, 11 miles for that half day. But I will have ended up doing it in 2.5 days, which is a really good percentage increase over what I had budgeted. So the only downside is I've been carrying a whole extra day's worth of food weight, and I'm gonna have the same potential issue coming up, so I might have to just leave some food behind for people in a hiker box. This pond is the last source of water for 4 miles. I have half a liter on me. I have not drank any water today yet, and I've got still well over 1,200 feet up climb. The next water source is the very top of Diamond Peak, but I think I'm just gonna keep going. It's not that hot out yet. There's Diamond Peak, sort of peeking out from behind the trees here. Should be a good view in this little clearing. Yeah. Well, as I've been climbing, it's getting a little bit more noticeable, so I'm gonna throw this on just to play it safe. What a view to walk up to. Sun is beating down hot too. Been kind of out of it, shielded all day so far. Oh, there, you can really see where the smoke's going. That's probably the fire there. At 3.5 miles, 4 miles down, yeah. Emigrant fire. This is Shane. He's a sobo. He's the only person I've seen out here, and it's really nice to see another. I call myself a pragmatic purist, but somebody who's not skipping.
Yeah, we're true PCTers.
That's right. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Quite a stretch of blowdowns here. Just madness trying to get through. I took my buff off. It's not as strong at the moment, but this faint smell really smells like a Texas barbecue or like Nashville. Like I'm craving. I used to live in Nashville. I'm just craving one of my favorite barbecue places there. A spot like a good Texas barbecue. Just, oh yeah. Kind of funny how that can trigger those cravings. Wow, check this out. How beautiful. Still got like half a mile in this ascent, but I'm definitely got the bulk of it behind me. And wow, what a thing to pick your head up to. And this is kind of looking the other direction. That might be Mount Thielsen out there from that very distinct peak. It's pretty awesome. The layers there, how interesting. Definitely getting a little Sierra vibe right now. I guess it's just higher mountains, so cool to be back in a setting like this. All right, I'm drying out my tent. Gonna fill up water and have my second pastry of the day for a breakfast. And then get moving. Next stop pretty much should be Crater Lake. That's like 10 miles still to go, so I'll probably stop in between. I can't imagine skipping this. I mean, this is really, really cool. I'd say it rivals the Sierras in terms of what's going on and the beauty. Let's go! 1,900 fucking miles. Woo! Usually there's signs on the ground, but I like this one. Thanks to whoever wrote that. I forgot. I knew I flagged it this morning. It was coming up on that, and then I totally spaced out. Oh, let's go. There we go. 1,900 miles. Wow. Oh, excuse me. I'm a little under 11 miles in. Had to take a break. My feet are just throbbing, pulsating in pain. kind of normal though. It's nothing like injury. It's just, I've been using them a lot. And if you think about it, I think I said yesterday 170 miles or so in 6 days. Today would be day 7 since I left Ashland. So I think some of this is to be expected. But yeah, like last night, and the night before, I felt swollen. When I was like cleaning my feet last night in my tent, I couldn't really feel half my toes. They're like, numb's not even the word. They're just like unresponsive. And it's just, yeah, right. This morning is just like achy, like the fever ache kind of vibe. So I got to decide what to do. Thankfully, it's not like an injury or anything. It's just really sore from probably being used so much, but maybe this would be a good place to take a Nero. So I'd do basically 17 miles to get into Shelter Cove. Excuse me, stay the night and get up and keep going versus just getting my stuff, charging, uploading, and continuing on today. So let's see how I'm feeling. It's not at all wanting to like comforts. Like I mentally want to just handle it and keep going, but I'm trying to be smart where I don't overdo it and end up getting hurt again. So we'll see what the deal is in a bit. Fuck. Whew. Look at how those trees fell and landed almost perfectly at the center point. Okay, I've got 1.5 miles left to get to the junction, at which point I will get off trail and take a side trail to get to Shelter Cove Resort. I think it's like a little under 1.5 miles each way, where I have a package I sent to myself from Mount Shasta waiting for me with resupply, and I'll try to get some videos uploaded and maybe laundry and shower. As suspected, it's been totally dead here. I was so pumped to see a sobo hiker who is doing the real deal here and coming through. Got respect for that guy. And that's it. I saw one day hiker about 2 miles back, which obviously just came from the resort here or something. And there's been no smoke or any signs of smoke for the last like 10 miles. So yeah, I mean, it's just another example. Like, I think my general consensus, and I get people wanting to get up to Washington and get to the terminus in time, but I don't know, you take a picture at the southern terminus, picture at the northern terminus, but you skipped a bunch in the middle. Like, I don't know, I think it's just, for me, I'd rather just keep going straight through. And I mean, I get it, but so many people I know have skipped around and they'll just jump on any excuse to skip miles. And this is it's another example. I'm not going to call it, this one isn't even like fear mongering, which there's a decent amount of that on trail, or just overhyped stuff and people worrying about too much stuff. But I think this is really just people being maybe overcautious and honestly just want to take the easy road out, because like it's not even a closure. Like the PCTA they don't have the jurisdiction, but like the Forest Service and who actually does this, they're definitely managing liability. Like there was the closure I went through or didn't go through because it was closed near Edna. From everyone I talked to who knew the situation, including people who talked to firefighters firsthand, there was no reason at all that needed to be closed. So the fact that this wasn't closed and there's other closures on trails tells you everything you need to know. The smoke was negligible. I did wear the buff over my face for maybe like, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles, probably like 3 or 4 miles yesterday and 1 or 2 today. And it was so much, like having that on, I couldn't even tell there was smoke, like smell it or anything. Couldn't see any in front of me. Like pretty negligible and pretty amazing how desolate it's been out here. But props to that one sobo hiker I saw. And as expected, it was a pretty private experience. I loved where I camped last night. I wish I had more time to hang out there at Summit Lake. That was pretty awesome. But all right, I will catch you guys probably when I hit that junction and then into Shelter Cove. I've got probably like 5 or 6 at least I've identified so far mosquito bites from yesterday. Not fun. It's hard sitting here because like I'm only 1.3 miles or 1.5 miles or so from my resupply point at Shelter Cove Resort, but I'm just so beat. But basically every minute I sit here could be multitasking where my devices are charging. I'm uploading a video because it takes forever. So I just don't want to overdo it with my legs. I'm trying to be smart, but it's really hard to sit here knowing I'm so close. But I'm really, really sore right now. So this resort, I was on their website briefly. I was trying to find some information about like hours and stuff, but it wasn't loading. But what I did catch is it's basically like a RV park and like cabins type thing. And I think they said something about trying to be like a premier fishing destination. So I don't think this is gonna be the type of place. When I heard resort, I thought maybe there's a chance, but I could really go for a good pina colada right now. And even if they could make one, probably won't be very good. But that's very presumptuous. But yeah, I've ordered enough in places where if it's not like a tropical vibe or like a really, even some nice high-end places, it's just not what they make a lot. It can be kind of not great, but could really, really go for a pina colada. Sitting on the lake as my devices charge, and hopefully to get some of these videos uploaded. I think these are blueberries. I read comments from people that there's blueberries all here. I've been blueberry picking with my family, thinking like Michigan maybe? I do not recall them looking like this, but maybe there's multiple kinds. I'm gonna try some. They're delicious. A little bitter, so good. For the record, I washed my hands with soap last night. They're just delicious. It's all of a sudden kind of dark, and I realized, I remember that storm was supposed to be 2. It's just past 1:30, so I did great on my timing. But I should probably hurry up and get to this place before it hits, but wow. These are such a treat. So I've had blackberries, huckleberries, and blueberries. Freshly foraged right off the trail. Amazing. I am quite sore and beat up from these last 6.5 days, but I have to say I'm so grateful for how my body's held up overall. I mean, I just put it under a lot. I mean, with these 17 miles, it's got to be, I don't know, probably between close to 190 or something miles since I left Ashland. I left Ashland last Wednesday. Today's a Tuesday. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if there's going to be some big storm. Since I'm here already, maybe it makes sense just to take half a day off and let my body recover, hopefully a little bit. I really don't have the time to give, but concern is just how much I put it through if it doesn't have time to rest. We'll see. Got some road walking to do. The lake's in there. Road walking to get to like the lodge or whatever it is. Got my tips on. Well worth the few ounces, I think, having these. Lake life. Looks nice. Well, it's definitely noticeably warmer down here. I think I came down a couple thousand feet after I peaked earlier, so definitely feel the heat. Kind of humid actually too. Oh, I think I see a fellow hiker up there. It's really nice sighting at this point because there's so few. Deschutes National Forest, and then Trapper Creek, I guess. It was the guy that was coming down that hiker is a Nobo hiker, so maybe I will link up with him at some point. He said the trail's been pretty lonely lately. Definitely understand what he means. Trapper Creek, cool. I'm still walking on the side path to get to, here we go, Shelter Cove. Odell Lake, Oregon. These side trail miles are pretty painful psychologically, but I'll tell you what made up for it. These blueberries, they're so good. I'm just craving more. I think partially because I'm thirsty, so when I have some, I'm getting a little bit of, water out of it, but they're so delicious, like perfectly bitter. I found some more, but haven't seen any in a while. Really, really want more. Well, after quite the little side trail, nothing crazy, I'm just exhausted. I have arrived. I think this is the general store there. So hopefully they have my package sent via UPS, and I will relax here for a little bit. Well, relax is the wrong word, you know, do all the chores, but it's time to take a little break. Just got my stuff kind of throughout my trash and getting settled here. Got a few devices charging. Camilo's here. Y'all might remember him. First met in Bishop at the hostel, and then I saw him in Yosemite for a while, and we got to know each other a little bit there, and then Tahoe. So very nice to see him. I think we're gonna split a pizza for lunch. So I was super excited. I didn't want to like fabricate or like alter the moment when he saw me if I had the camera out. I did that when I saw the twins, and I think it doesn't change much. But anyways, I'm really happy to see a trail friend here. So he thinks we're okay on time. We'll see. We might we're gonna get lunch here, and then I might hike out with me later. Shelter Cove. Want to be in the vlog? Camilo is back.
What's up, dude?
Great to see him. And here's the general store. So I'm gonna hopefully pick up my package, get some videos uploading, and he already placed an order for pizza for us, and then wash my hands, that kind of stuff. Yes, this looks great. Got my resupply package I sent myself from Mount Shasta. It cost $15 to pick up, but that's okay. At least everything I need is ready to go in here. Well, I'm still here. I'm ready to go, and I've been for like half an hour. I had one video, 86% uploaded. I finally had a chance to catch my breath, and I was like, you know what, I'll tend to all the text messages I have. So I started doing that, and as I was texting someone, they FaceTime me, so I hit join, and then it canceled my upload. I didn't know it does that, so I'm sitting here, it's not even 50% yet. I just need to get this one, and then I can get going, but I definitely just lost like a couple hours of hiking time. Hashtag vlog life. But I decided I'm gonna wait to shower and do laundry to my next place, which is a Christian youth camp in 87 miles, so about 3 more days. So I got my resupply package here, packed it up in my bag, ate a good meal, delicious pizza, and I got my devices charged or charging, and then this is pretty much this video's last thing, and I'll get back moving on trail. Okay, I am just leaving Shelter Cove. It is a little after 6:30. I was here a little longer than I planned to. Did not do laundry or shower. I'm gonna do that at my next resupply in 87 miles. Should be like 3.5 days. Maybe I can cut that down a bit. I was here longer because of the video issue I mentioned, but everything works out for a reason. Met a new friend, which was good, and then got to rest my legs a little bit more. So I'm gonna try to do 5.5 more trail miles to get to Rosary Lake, which is where Camilo is planning to go for the night. He was gonna wait for me, but then when I had to wait longer for the video, it just made sense for him to get going. So I got a mile and a half or so to get back on trail from here. Wish I could get a hitch, but that's okay. And then 5 miles to Rosary Lake or so. So see you in a bit. Well, if I go where I want to go, the campground Rosary Lake, I'm definitely going to be hiking in the night, which I don't like doing, but it's okay. Just bummed I only got one video uploaded in all that time. But I learned you can't take FaceTime calls while uploading to YouTube. I looked it up. It actually can cancel the upload if you're on limited bandwidth. So that's a good lesson learned. It's a beautiful spot. Wish I had more time, but it's kind of like a sampler. I have many places I hope to return to one day. I don't enjoy road walking, and my right shin is acting up a little bit, but hopefully it's nothing serious. Just as a little data point, so the lady who was running the store there, I'm tempted to see if I can get a hitch here. The lady that was running the store, I should have done it. These aren't PCT miles, and like I've well walked more than the little bit that it's like the tiniest bit from the trailhead I got off at to the one I'm getting on at, so it passes my criteria, but that's okay. I was distracted. And it's only like probably 3/4 of a mile more, so it's a little silly to go through the whole rigmarole of who you are, what you're doing, can I get a ride? Oh, I'm just getting off right there. So like, I would have taken one right away, but at this point, Anyways, the lady running the store picked up my package, said it's died down a lot lately, like with hikers, like the last couple days or week. She didn't put an exact time frame, but I think that was what was kind of implied. There's just been far, far fewer. And the whole time I was there, besides Camilo, not a single other hiker. So, the last Nobo. So this is the paved road I walked on. This is the dirt road I came down on. I'm gonna go back up that. And then a little ways up, cut down a slightly different trail than the one I came down to get me back on the PCT. I read some comments about people going through that tunnel for a shortcut or something. I don't know. I'm definitely not doing that. I'm not on the PCT yet, so there. But yeah, just retracing most of my steps. This is gonna be a little gross, so you might want to fast forward this if it bothers you regarding going to the bathroom. But I had gone a nice stool while I was in Shelter Cove, and then actually went to the bathroom to kind of just wash my hands before I left again, and went a second time. So I thought it was good. That's usually more than I go. Usually end up going once, twice max in a day out here. And I just crossed those train tracks, and out of nowhere, I just had diarrhea, and I had to go abruptly. And that's not fun when you're in this environment. It's not fun to start with when you're at home next to your toilet. So I don't know what it could be from. The blueberries I picked, or, you know, usually I use Purell before I eat with my hands, or try to actually wash my hands out here, but I didn't when I ate those blueberries. Could be from the pizza, beer, and ice cream I just had. Never know. It could be from anything else I ate. I ended up having prosciutto for breakfast because I had more food than I needed. I've had cheese that was in my bag for 2.5 days, but it's still fairly cool. So I don't know, but man, that was a rough way to get back. Not even back on the PCT yet. So that's where I came down from. I'm gonna take this trail to get back. I just looked, the distance is 0.5 miles, or maybe a little less, and it's rounding up, between where I left the PCT and where I'm re-entering. And when I go into towns, I'm okay with that, as long as it's like a longer walk. I just walked about 3 miles round trip in and out of town. So that's where I say pragmatic purist. There's people that would go back the way they came just to walk those steps because they missed them on the PCT. But what I'm doing essentially is taking a side quest that is harder and longer than that little stretch. And it's just kind of silly, honestly. If you're walking 2,655 miles north and you have to walk 1.5 miles off trail, or 1.3 miles off trail each direction, and you can like go back in the direction you're heading, but just a little bit further, just makes way more sense. So that's usually how these little town stops go. But yeah, I hope, like, it's about to get dark. Sunset's in less than an hour. Not even on the PCT yet. Once I'm on there, I got like 4 or 5 miles to go to get where I want to camp. If I don't camp there, I would be dry camping, but I don't think I'm gonna make dinner tonight, so I just had half a pizza and a pint of ice cream by myself. So I could dry camp, but I only have 1 liter. And I had that one night where I had to go wandering off. Actually, yeah, that was the night my right shin started hurting really bad coming out of Etna, when I had to go get water in the middle of the night. It was quite a side quest. It was not fun. The whole thing. I mean, the trip was kind of fun actually, but the feeling of laying there and like debating, do I just keep hiking forward and clean up on my tent? Do I go get water now? Can I just fall back asleep while I'm this thirsty? It's not fun. Water insecurity is not fun. So I don't really want to dry camp when I only have a liter on me here. So probably have to hike in the dark a bit. That's okay. So basically, as an example, I'm basically paralleling right now the official PCT for like half a mile. It's just there, but this trail happens to pick up from where I showed you, so it would just be foolish of me to go backtrack there. So I'm probably like 1/4 mile from the PCT or less of like rejoining it, and then I got, I think, 4 miles to go. So I'm a little tired, and that bowel issue kind of threw me off unexpectedly, but it's all part of how it goes out here. Just gotta hang in there. All right, I'm back. As you can see, it's dusk, but or I should say it's almost dusk. It's a little before sunset, and I am sweating up a storm. It was a bit of a hike to get back up on trail, but at least now my steps are counting towards my goal of getting to Canada. Okay, I got 32 minutes to sunset, 3.9 miles to go. Even if I was flying, I'm not gonna get there before it gets dark, so I've accepted that fate. As much as it sucks, I'm actually most worried about bothering my friend. He'd probably be like kind of set up for bed already by the time I get there, but I gotta camp by the water, so it is what it is. Whoa, there's Odell Lake, or Lake Odell, one of the two. Shelter Cove is down there. Pretty nice view. Been hearing some large semis and cars go by. So this is Highway 58, and it's Wilmette Pass that I will be crossing. No bridge or anything, and this is like another busy highway. So left, right, left. It's looking good. Man, I can only imagine if I was driving and I saw someone looking like this, dirty, the hair, everything, shaved, not shaven, just emerging out of that and just walking across the road. I made really good time getting to Shelter Cove, and then I kind of gave some of it away with my botch and uploading, but try not to be too hard on myself. But at best today, I'm gonna get 21 miles, I think. That just doesn't cut it. I mean, obviously it's tough when I gotta go recharge my devices. One of my power banks, which I started charging within 5 minutes of getting there, wasn't even fully charged by the time I left. So, like, you know, it takes time for sure, but cuts into the day. Well, there was a trailhead, it said Rosary Lake Trailhead, and I had already looked at the map and I knew I had to go right at this intersection, but somehow I made a wrong turn and ended up in a parking lot. Not ideal given the time of day and how much I gotta get done still, but this happens. Not too often, because I'm usually pretty on top of it, as are most hikers in my experience, but it does happen to the best of us. Yeah, here's why I got confused. I'm planning to camp at Rosary Lakes, so trailhead, and on the map it shows a jagged right turn, but that's it right there. And so I went there. Well, I'm currently going at a sub 16 mile pace, and I was just thinking about the pack weight I have. So I probably got about a 4-day food carry, but I'm planning to get there in 2.5 days. I should have put more. I put a few things in the hiker box to donate. I should have put more. I'm just running the math in my head now, which I was, but basically if I do like 30 tomorrow, 30 the next day, I got 4 tonight, that's 64, and I think it was 87, so that leaves 23, so that's like 2.5 days. Like, it's a long half day, but whatever, 2 3/4 of a day. So, but apparently where I'm going, they don't serve food. So like they do a lot of other things. So this Christian camp, like free laundry, shower, Wi-Fi, all that, free camping, but no hot meals. So I guess it makes sense to have an extra one anyways. But in terms of like, I had some extra snack bars and stuff from this last stretch since I went quicker than I initially planned when I sent them out. And I kept most of that. Probably about 6 bars and a tuna packet, a couple things of candy, something like that. It's like probably like 1.5 pounds of food. And then this new resupply, I had 3.5 days worth of food. So call it 4 days total, and I'll be doing like 2 3/4 ideally. So that's probably a little bit of screw up, but I was conscious of it. I was like, well, never know. I should just have a little extra food, but I'm paying for it in every step, so we'll see. But yeah, you know, the more I think about it, though, I was in and out probably like 4.5 hours. I just feel like I didn't make that much progress because I lost that one video upload that took probably over an hour to almost 2 hours to get up. But I also had to walk like 3 miles round trip. That's like basically an hour of time there. So for having gotten my food resupplied, which it was already a package I sent, so that doesn't take long, but going to the bathroom, kind of wash my hands, wash my face, eat a good meal, charge my devices, and get a video uploaded. It's not terrible. So for a day doing all that, 21 miles still be decent, but I just feel like it took a little too long there. I think I've been pushing it a little too hard. My right shin is hurting a little bit. So I'm gonna slow it down. I've got about 3/4 of a mile left. Obviously I have my headlamp on. Now that it's actually dark, I don't really know what the point of racing is. Just, I think I'm most mindful of my friend. I know he gets up super early, so he probably goes to bed earlier. I'm gonna obviously disturb him when I get to camp, so I guess I'm just thinking the sooner the better. But I gotta take care of this shin as well, so I'm gonna keep it a little slower. This has been day 121. I don't know, given it's night and my friend and potentially other people are there, I don't know if I'll film a video there, so I'll plan to catch you all tomorrow. This is my adventure on the Pacific Crest Trail. It has been a ride. As those of you who have been following along from the beginning know, and I'm grateful to who's ever watching, even if this is the first episode. And hopefully you're enjoying and feel like you're kind of along for the ride with me. All right, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Well, one last video. So I was walking and all of a sudden right next to me there was loud shaking and noise in the bush. I think it was a large bird that we startled each other. But I'm kind of proud of how I reacted. I got chills immediately, but like my actual like mind and heart were not scared. They were quite calm. I mean, maybe my heart jumped for a second, but I wasn't like, and I immediately put both my trekking poles up like this, kind of, I only have one hand to demonstrate, but kind of like towards it in a defensive position. And then it started squawking, and then I hissed like a cat. And then I said, sorry for startling you, bird, and kept walking. All right, this has been day 121. I'm going a little crazy out here, just kidding. Heart of Darkness vibes. I'll see y'all tomorrow.